So after that, I started Joint Aviation Group. Joint Aviation Group, when you read on the net, it's majorly into aircraft maintenance, into charter services, into aircraft accident investigation, and stuff like that. You can read much about it on the internet. Where I'm actually the group managing director, also the shareholder, and based on my background in aviation, I also help the department. That's a program in program development called assurance. I also do that. Okay. So that's briefly about me, but you can read about that. There's nothing so funny, nothing so unique. You already knew about it. So I'm a family guy. I have 2 kids. Okay. My wife is also in aviation, but for her she's an aircraft engineer. Okay. She works with as an aircraft engineer. So today this is the Department of Physics, and honestly, I don't know what I'm going to speak. And when I have educated people like him next to me in the area of astronomy, you don't know what you're going to say, that he doesn't know. I'm worried. Don't sit with these professors and doctors. They know so much, okay? But I'll share with you what I know, and I guess we shall be able to be of great use to one. First, I was so impressed to learn that University of Nairobi has astronomy. And to be honest with you, I've met quite a number of young people who are interested in astronomy, space, and I just didn't know what to tell them. And one of the universities I would advise them to be was Kent University, and obviously, University of Cape Town. Does it have undergraduate? It's postgraduate.
It's a sandwich undergraduate.
Yes.
It's a specialization.
Yes, yes.
So it's not like, so these guys are very like.
Yeah. So, because I remember trying to figure out, when I was thinking about it, I tried to search much about UCT. I didn't find it as at UCT and all that. So, but I've had interest in space. And since when I did that short training in astronomy, I got much interest. And I said maybe if I have to go back to my childhood, and be like the age of my son, I think I'll venture into space. That's the actual. I always feel maybe if I have to study again, I think I'll go into space. Astronomy, just go deep into space and all that. Because just understanding our universe, what's beyond low Earth orbit. It's always amazing. I always do presentation in space, in discovering the universe. I think that is one area. I've done quite a number of presentations there, in discovering the universe. And as young people, or who have interest in space, I think we need to know that before 1950s, space was not an area of interest. We just imagined. Maybe astrologers, so those are the people, maybe those who look at the moon and they tell us, okay, it's going to rain. Those are mainly the people who, those are the people I would say that those were the astronomers during that time. But it was until 1950s, like 1957, that's when we started thinking beyond space. And obviously that comes, we all know, if you're studying physics and astronomy, you must know the world first artificial satellite. That's put in 1957. Now that was the starting point in space. And obviously from that time things have changed. We have always wanted to explore, to go beyond low Earth orbit. And many many countries invest a lot of resources. Like US, only when you look at their budget, I'm looking at 2013, 2017 budget. I think that was something like 17 billion US dollars. That's a lot of money. And looking at the aspect of money, I think that's where African continents might have a challenge. But I was actually working towards uniting young people in Africa and start providing roadmap to space program. And I think that way we can go very far if we can come as united front. And from this, like we have East Africa community presenting the whole stuff. I presented this roadmap to space program in one of the parliamentary committee of science and technology. That was but funds is always an issue. But I do believe that space is an area that we must explore. We must go beyond Earth. But talking about astronomy, obviously, you must know where it started. We started with Sputnik 1957, and then we went on to explore space. Yuri Gagarin, the first human in space. That's obviously 1961. And since then, things have been advanced. Like the Mercury mission, also US, that was Soviet Union, and then it's the US side. We first started Mercury mission in 1959. But obviously, they couldn't send someone in space until after Yuri Gagarin, and that's Al Shepard. That's the first person. And when you go further, you see now we are able to land in space, like to land on the moon. I mean, landing on the moon. The first human being, that's who? No. Okay, landing. But beyond that, there are many things now we've been able to do. Okay? For example, we're now trying to venture other planets, like planet Mars. Okay? Trying to find out, does it, for example, can we, when you look at the Earth, where it is right now, you find that there's too much pressure. What's happening? I was just seeing what happened in China, was it a few days back? It was a tsunami, right? Whereby it's like the land, like the Earth we live in cannot accommodate us very well. And I do believe the next 100 years it might be much less. And I also believe that our venture into space was basically based on the ability of Earth to sustain our needs both now and the future, the aspect of sustainability. Get that. So I need to say that space is a great, some of you are, obviously I know most of you, all of you doing astronomy. Let me say astronomy, I think it's a great career, I would say that. And please, you need to provide us the roadmap to space program. I don't want to go into great details of what really happened from step 1 up to 2 and all that. But we can say that from what started in 1957, today as we speak, we have so many space agencies that maybe you might want about. For example, we have NASA. I don't have to tell you about NASA. If you're a student of physics or astronomy or astrophysics, you must be knowing about this. You must be knowing about European Space Agency. You must be knowing about Japan Exploration Space Agency. You must be knowing about French Space, whatever, and the German and the Russian Federation Space Agency. You must be knowing all that. But I need to say that I don't know what to say to you guys. Being astronomers, the future astronomers, but astronomy is a great career. What I need to urge you as students is how can we now be able to provide a roadmap to space program. I tried to do that some few years back. I still have the roadmap to space program. I was just checking for it. I didn't have time to really but I was just checking for it. If I come across it in one of my emails, I would wish to forward to you, and maybe you can just redevelop it and make it much better, and maybe be able to provide the roadmap to space program in this country. I think that's what I did. But I have drafted everything what we need from the workbook to developing the workforce into. Obviously, there's some annexes, like when it comes to ICAO Chicago Convention, African countries, there is what you can do and what you cannot do. That's why you find that we are much into maintenance than manufacturing. Okay, but I do hope that if I can forward it maybe to the group, you can redevelop it, make it much better, and provide a roadmap to space program in the country. Okay, I don't know, let me be honest with you, talking to you, I just want to say that Africa as a continent, the issue of space is just, it's like it's going at a very small rate. But obviously, the very people actually will be behind. How far, how deep, how high we're going to go. Now, when you look at some of the biggest or the largest and most active space technology we have on the continent, and that should be South African space agency. And obviously, when you talk of why should we study astronomy, why do we need space, like studying astronomy as an area of concentration, more especially in African countries? You know, people think that studying astronomy is just about studying how to go to the moon and then you come back. That is the whole story. And even you need to be able to help the government understand why do we need this information. It's extremely important. Because not many of us know that the natural disaster, for example, what's happening in other countries, natural disasters such as drought can be detected through investing in space. You get it? And if, for example, China and Japan invest so much, I know they've already invested so much in the African countries, then we can be able to avert some of those natural disasters. So at the moment, I think we have South Africa National Space Agency, obviously, which is the biggest space, which has the largest and most active space technology. Now, just looking at Africa, maybe we can talk about which other country? After South Africa, which one next? We are studying astronomy, right? Nigeria comes up. And what's the name of the space agency? Okay. It's question now. What's the name of the Nigerian space agency? It's something. It's actually National Space Research and Development Agency. Now you find that when you look at South Africa, the major reason they started, the mandate is to utilize the data acquired from local and international satellites to avert natural disasters. So that's a very good reason why we need to study astronomy. And through astronomy, we can be able to avert some of these natural disasters. We know it very well. The data information, the data we get, we can use it to guide the country accordingly, and we can be able to avert some of those things. For example, what's happening in other countries. I'm very lucky to be born in Africa. We don't have so many of such natural stuff. What happens in Japan and all that? We don't have that. Now, when you look at each of these space agencies has its mandate, why it's formed. For example, when you go to NASDA, that's a Nigerian Space Research and Development Agency, it serves a certain purpose. For example, that some of the tasks they serve is performing environmental and scientific study in larger Niger Delta. And also that's used also to locate terrorists. You can imagine that. And that means that space astronomy can help us, more especially going to space flights and satellites and all that. We have in Kenya, which are linked to the issue of terrorism, Al-Shabaab and all that. I think that can also help. And this is basically what Nigerian Space Research and Development Agency is doing, trying to locate terrorists and regional terror, Boko Haram. And actually, it's helping security departments so much in trying to fight Boko Haram and all that. So those are some of the good reasons. We need to know that it's good to study astronomy. Okay, we need really to study that. And obviously, they have been able to send a couple of satellites and all stuff. The first one was in 2007, but Nigeria is at least it comes second after South Africa. And when it comes to Africa, Kenya, obviously, you know yours, you launched very soon. Let's broadcast that, right? You know that. And I don't know why. What's the intention of it? You want to conduct what? Why did you? I think at the very student who, obviously, the very people that were able to achieve that. One.
It was not. It was a master's student.
The master's student. But this is your department. Please tell us.
It was a pilot program.
Huh?
It was a pilot program.
Pilot program. But there's a reason for that. For example, one of the reasons is to assist in Earth mapping, Earth observation, land use and environment monitoring, weather forecasting, communication, disaster management, coastline and border monitoring, management of forests, livestock and wildlife management. That's one reason why. For example, we're able to launch nanosatellite. Are we together? Okay, that's it. Obviously, when it comes to Kenya, it's still under the Ministry of Defense. But I do believe that if you do much more as students of astronomy, this can be owned by University of Nairobi, I guess, in the future. I get that. But obviously, this, as a matter of security, find that the Ministry of Defense will still have interest in it. But I really want you to possibly take much share of it. Now, there's so many reasons. For example, why we should study astronomy. And all these things I'm telling you, that the major reason why some agencies are formed. Like, for example, you talk of Algerian Space Agency, this one started in 2001. It also has its own reason, okay? It also has its own reason why it was started, and the same applies to all other agencies. So, I don't know what you need to share about space. And to be honest with you, if you ask me much about space, I'm not as good as the professors because my area of interest or my concentration is aviation. But how does aviation and space connect? Where do we connect? Obviously, when I'm going to study that aeroplane, I majorly study four forces. I said that the force that the thrust is that pushes me forward, the drag, and the weight, and the lift. But I think you guys, you study only two forces. The force that you pull, that thrust and weight. You get it? And you study two. I think that's where we differ. But there's a lot of connection between aviation and space. And one of the connections is that we are all operating in the air, in space. The only thing is that for you guys, you go beyond certain activity. That is basically.
Guys, make notes, eh? Don't look at me.
We always,
Make some notes. Don't remember tomorrow.
It's most likely you go much further than we do. Okay. For example, as an aeroplane we are flying, we might not, based on the limitations given by the manufacturers, we might not be able to fly beyond certain. But when you talk of your satellite, I don't know even where nanosatellite is. Maybe you can tell me it is from the Earth and all that. You get it. It's really fun. You get it. But what could be the relationship between aviation and astronomy? What do you think is the relationship? How do they connect? I need to speak as a pilot. As a pilot, I do believe that most of the astronomers we have, let me say, those people who fly those spaceships, they are pilots. But the advantage, the thing is that if you're a pilot, for example, and you're going to fly that spaceship, you must have a certain number of hours. You're flown as a pilot in command. And then obviously you can be taken to fly the spaceship. But then, if you're studying degree, if you go degree route, I think you need masters or PhD or something like that. And then before you get into that, something like that.
You cannot be an astronaut without a PhD.
Without a PhD, you get it. But you can't without a PhD. But as a pilot, if I have like 1,000 hours of piloting command, then that can easily be recruited maybe to fly in space or something like that. You get that? Yeah. So I did say that I don't know what to say, to be honest, Doctor, with this young people. But you can ask me. Let me say, well, let's open a forum where you can ask me anything, or preferably aviation and all that. I think I can be able to respond to any question. But up to this moment, I need to say that astronomy is still a new field. Going, for example, the first moment you go beyond low Earth orbit is in 1957 in Sputnik, and obviously we're still exploring. We haven't gone to planet Mars, but we've been able to send something there which can give us information what's happening there. And I do believe maybe, I think US says by 2025 we should have landed planet. Okay? Now, when it comes to Kenya, I think you need to set a strategy as students studying astronomy. And please, my interest in astronomy is, can we possibly be able to work together, more especially with students, the innovations you have, and come up with a great program that we can convince the government that yes, we can achieve this. But I also feel that Kenya as a country, as a single country, it's very challenging. And obviously we have the issue of politics and ideological differences within the region. For example, you can come up with a very good roadmap to space program, and we can present it to East African community, and then we see how can we be able to bring young people across East Africa and provide the roadmap to space program. I think that's the best thing you can do for this country as students studying astronomy in Kenya. I do believe so. Because one thing I would wish is that you fight for the Kenya Space Agency to make sure that it becomes live, it becomes operational, it becomes very active, and you're able to present the roadmap to space program. Actually, Doctor, I was just telling them I drafted the roadmap to space program. I presented that to another country. I wanted to just guide them on how we can go about that. There are many things I was not quite sure of. When it comes to the cost and all that, I'm not very good at the cost. And I think that should be able to answer a question, where are you going to work? If we do well, we have this impact. And then you'll be the pioneers, you'll be the very people to spearhead this, and obviously we can be able to work on that. I just took you through why do we need space program. Those are just few reasons why space program is really good. And I'm sure there is so much we need. And in this group, we need to understand, at least come up with all the reasons why Kenya, East Africa needs space program, all the reasons why we need Navy, if we have to do it as a country, Kenya, or we need to partner with East Africa, and why should we possibly have this? We need that. Personally, this program I presented, I know, I'll send it to you, sir. I need you to go through it. Ignore the side of the how much cost, because I know there's a lot of inaccuracies there. It needs a lot of research. Let me say, when it comes to in so many stages and all that, it needs a lot of research. But
we constantly can interject a bit. It's good you have talked about the DoD and the Department of Physics. We have an MOU between the Department of Defense and the Department of Physics. And we were looking at areas of collaboration. I remember there was a time when we had a meeting here, when we were designing a program, revising an astronomy and astrophysics program, we had a stakeholders engagement. So that's when we had some measures from the DoD. I involved in that, and we wanted to get that MOU going. And they were very keen actually to fund, for those guys who are aware, these people are very keen to fund a planetarium. I think I told some students to do something about it. Is there anyone here? Did you hear about it? I think I told some students to draft something. They never did anything. So, and you know, we are very busy here. So, I can't be able to do all these things myself. Remember, I identified some students, I told them to put something together, because those guys actually were willing to fund something like a science center, planetarium. Because when you do that, that is when you are able to create awareness. If you bring the politicians to your science center and you're able to show them these things, they will buy into the idea. But if you're just seated somewhere in a corner, and so that when you present that program, they have already owned it. And you know, in Kenya, everything is almost defined by the political will. So I think something can be done, but we will need a very lean group of people who are ready to be able to do this. Are we together? You people? Are you getting what I'm saying? So you will have to decide that we want to make this thing happen. Okay?
I can come up with a suggestion. Who is the chairperson? We have someone in charge of I don't know, the chairman. Is one, right? Are you going to be talking to?
No.
Okay. Now, this is what I need us to do.
Who have you been talking to? Is he here? Who is that?
Oh, you're the honest.
So you need to be able to tell the chairman on what is happening. Right? Are you the chairman?
No.
Why don't you tell the chairman so that he can be able to circulate the information? So we want to encourage teamwork. Okay?
Now, this is what now,
it's very important.
This is what we need now. We need each one of us. If you have interest in astronomy or space, and I will select my team. Would you allow me to do that? And the criteria is this. I need you to draft for me the roadmap to space program in this country. It doesn't have to be, but I need you to draft it, forward it. And then you're going to assess, and at least you send a copy to his email, a copy to mine. And then at the end of the day, you select yours without telling me. Let me select based on the, and then let's put together, say, did you select the same group I selected or no? So, and then come up with the right thing. Can we do that? Or you can also.
Yeah. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
You are a pilot,
Yes.
yes? You told me about space astronomy. That's all good, but I think I speak most of them when I say that you'd like to know more about the aviation industry.
More about.
Yes. You fly planes.
Yes.
The planes are subject to what that's all fine. Now we want to know if what we know, what we have
In aviation.
In a CM.
I think now that's where you have to ask these questions, okay? I think we need to respond to that. In the next 3 minutes, we should stop our talk and we should be able to respond to you, right? At least listen from the side. Are we together on that? Yeah. So let's first, we need to conclude on this. We are here to study astronomy, but I need you to know one thing. The course you're doing is a very prestigious course. But it loses meaning if you don't do anything with it. Totally. If you're going to sit there, study astronomy, Kenya, our space agency is almost like non-existent, and you do nothing, that means that you will not be relevant in the industry. I don't know if that makes sense. The only way we can make ourselves relevant here, and more especially in astronomy, is guiding this government, this country, on issues to do with space program. Do I make sense then? And I think that we need to have a starting point. The starting point is that it's not just to study for the sake of studying. And I think the starting point is, can we team up and make a difference in this country in the area of space? If you team up with me, I want to tell you that I don't know so much. I'm not a professor. The only qualification I have in astronomy which I can give you is what I studied in training, which I know I was good at and I'm good at. But I also believe that we can do something. Mainly because there is having a degree and having interest in what you study. Personally, I did out of love and out of interest. And today, if we talk about cosmology or anything to do with space, you can ask me anything. Possibly I can respond, I can tell you exactly what it is. So can we have a team of young people from this department who have interest in space and advancing space in this country? We team up together and do something together. Can we have that? Can we do that? Now, what I can ask is, Doctor, I don't know how you bring me on board. I really don't know. Maybe you can bring me on board as forever. Doctor, you have to come up with a better way how to bring me on board. But I'm ready to guide you through space program, roadmap to space program. And I'm ready. They have a lot of funding. Okay? We can be able to table this to Parliament, Parliamentary Committee of Science and Technology, to East Africa Community, and we can have this. Can we do that? I think that's right. Personally, that's my humble request. I'll give you my email, and I'll just write it to you. And please also give them your email. I need someone to draft for me roadmap to space program. If you know you have interest, draft for me roadmap to space program. I think this should take I know you're very busy with lectures and all that. I think we should be able to have it in 2 weeks' time. What about that? In 2 weeks' time? Yes. And then after 2 weeks' time, we can find out, we can see what to do afterwards, right? I know you have some more interest in that.
And
And
if you have an interest,
Yeah.
contact, I will share an email, actually, I'll post it here. Okay, I'll post his email on the WhatsApp group. Okay,
let's start from there.
contact him.
I'm not a lecturer, I'm not a doctor at the University of Nairobi. I don't know how I'll come in, but I can provide that guidance to you. Are we together? That's okay.
Okay, maybe you can answer
So
this
I think
question, then
those
quickly
who have
before we
questions,
stop.
please, those who have questions, it could be aviation question. Like for example, on 13th of this month, we have aviation workshop. It's going to be at Technical University. And obviously, I would wish you, I hope that you'll also be able to be there. I forgot the register, because there is someone we always, does it have the contact?
pass it?
Let me contact site.
Can you bring it together? Everyone has signed this?
That's good.
It was not signed.
Yeah. So I would wish like if
Only one copy came.
No, that's it.
so this workshop will be at UK and it's about aviation and astronomy. And we expect to have stakeholders majorly from Kenya Air Force, and we shall have some from Kenya Civil Aviation and others from other companies, both international and local. So I really want to invite those who have interest in aviation to come and be part of it. It will be on 13th of this month, at Technical University of Kenya. It's Professor Ndore who is trying to organize that with me, obviously the organizers. It's a lot of money, but it's not so much compared to how much you spend every evening or weekend. It's just $750. But that $750 actually includes lunch, very nice lunch, of rice and chicken and all the stuff, and all good food like that. We shall also have certificates issued, which shall indicate you took part in aviation and astronomy program 2018. But besides that, we shall also be sharing about different opportunities in terms of internship, also in terms of scholarship. Internship majorly will come from the other stakeholders, but personally I'll be sharing with you about different scholarship opportunities available, more especially for postgraduate program, for those who are doing undergraduate program. I think those are the things we shall be sharing there. It's a great program, I need to say. It has been held in different institutions. East Africa Community held it for students from Tanzania. That was 2016. University of Cape Town, they have had it, that's where it started. They have held it for students and all that. Makerere University, they have had that program. And University of Lagos, those are some of the institutions that have had such a program. And please, I need to invite you to it. There's a lot to learn. One thing is that, like for example, the Ministry of Defense, that is Kenya Air Force there, that is space, the one on Kenya Space Agency. I think they should be able, actually I'm going to allow them to be able to send someone who is in space agency so that they can be able to show you much about space, how far, where we're heading, what's the future of space program in this country, like that. Are we together? So that is the program we have. I'd want to please sacrifice just $750. And actually one reason for $750 is that it also caters, apart from meals, it also caters for
very motivated and
yeah.
convince us you can pay.
It also caters for, we have like those who have interest in aviation scholarship, more especially master's program, please, it caters for the reading materials. Other things obviously will be communicated, but there's a book. The reason the book we use, called the Master Military Flight up to 9th edition, I think that one is for high school. Basically it costs $24.95. But what we did,
where do you get your funding from?
my funding, actually, for our program, no, let me tell you about, by the way, I didn't tell you about the program how it started. We're not funded by government. We come together, stakeholders, and let me say, in aviation industry, share with them. For us,
You can organize the next
we are
one.
not really funded by government.
You can organize the next one here.
Yeah, you can organize it. But I don't know when will be the next one because of time. I really don't know. Actually, what we need to engage university students after this program is the scholarship part of it. We're not, and I understand we have so many funding opportunities. We're not really funding. And we've been able to help so many students. Like when you go on the internet, just type secondary schools, majority it has been for secondary schools, scope in flight scholarships, and there's so many who have been able to help. California Institute of Technology, Burrito, Kent University, and some of them are doing astronomy, others aerospace engineering, others piloting and all that. It is something we came out to do out of hand. And any balance that remains, let me say from students 200, let me say 200 were from students, that's what we have been able to use to buy land and establish an institution that will train African students, most of them in scholarship. Okay, so I really want to argue. Okay, about aviation, please, you can ask me now questions regarding aviation. Yeah, aviation. Dalit, I think you have something to ask about aviation. Yeah, you? Can I stand and maybe come close to you? Huh? Yes. You want me to stand? Yeah. I need you to ask any question you have in aviation. You had some questions, right? Or I told you now we come up with the roadmap to the space program and that's where you're going. Is there anything else? You can ask any question.
What are some of the emerging issues in aviation technology?
What are some?
The emerging issues in aviation technology. Like, is there like an issue that needs to be solved? Is there technology that needs to be improved on?
There's a lot. Like, if I have to talk about challenges, like the things you can pass, like let's take an example, and maybe you can play part in that. Recently, we lost pilots, and you know what happened. And this is something that can be done scientifically or technologically. That's technology. But when it comes to management aspect, we don't have so many people well qualified to manage these industries. So we always just find graduates from university. Let's take an example, you study business administration or management program, and then you're going to manage airline. The challenges faced by airlines, they're a bit different from the challenges we meet, let me say, from these other countries. So we really don't have much of qualified personnel who can really advance aviation to greater heights, like to the level where we can say Africa is very much advanced. And another challenge in aviation sector is security. And that's where, for example, astronomy comes in. The satellite can play a great role. We have big issues like Al-Shabaab and all that. You know, that has been a challenge everywhere, globally. And it's still a big challenge. And you can contribute in providing solutions to that. Security is still an issue. And based on that, we find that even when you're traveling nowadays, let me say you're going to any country, they will check you a million times. They just want to make sure that you're safe in the air when you board that aircraft. So those are some of the challenges. Now, besides that, I would say that aviation industry faces quite a number in terms of regulations, taxes, and taxation, and all that. Like that is something you might not really be able to provide a solution as students doing sciences or the Department of Physics. Like when in Africa as a continent, you find that it's more expensive to fly in Africa than it is expensive to fly in the United States. Okay? Like let me say if I'm going to fly from here to the neighbor in Rwanda or Uganda here, I pay like over $300. Whereas the same distance if I'm in the United States, maybe I'm paying like $80. But it has a lot to do with the taxation. Like every time you land on that airport, there's a lot of money paid in terms of tax. Only tax you pay like $100. And that obviously means the prices really go up and all that. So that is one major challenge I can say, which you might now not be able to solve as a student doing science. Get that? And we have quite so many other challenges. Operation. The cost of operation is also very high. Like for example, when it comes to fuel and all that, you know, even in Kenya, how much fuel it is. It's very expensive here. And that goes also to air. The cost of operation is very high. And with the high cost of operation. So with the high cost of operation, with the high taxation, with all the insecurity, with the need for improvement in the communication system, and then we can find some of the challenges. But I do believe as a student doing physics and astronomy, like we discussed, we can play a role, more especially through space agency, the role, the things that people don't understand. Why should we have space agency? And that's why US is able to know what's happening in our own country, our own continent. We don't. It's because of such programs. You get that? So I would say those are some of the challenges we face. And yes, please.
Okay,
So,
let's thank Constant for that presentation. I think we can continue engaging after this. Yeah? Are we together? I want us to quickly go out. The chairman is here. Maybe you can say one word, then go out and have a group photo, and then we can break. Then you'll be free to engage with Constant if you have something. But I think you've gotten what it is, isn't it? Okay, I won't read it.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Sorry I was not able to be with you during the start. I've been in the meetings throughout the morning. We had a management meeting at the Dean's office. It's still continuing, but I excuse myself to come here because I consider this a very, very important talk. I know that it's also in line with the Minister of Education. You remember the Cabinet Secretary came and opened the careers, isn't it? The careers office. University-wide, it was opened. And then the university now is trying also to devolve the careers office to colleges. I think at the college here it's being handled by the dean of students. But also as departments, we are also supposed to be engaging our students about the careers in our areas, isn't it? In our areas in physics. And I think this is one of them. We'll continue sourcing for other people, other physicists also who want positions as well, just to come and talk to you. And I know there are physicists at the Radiation Protection Board. We have physicists at the Kenya Nuclear Energy Board. We have also physicists at the KAA. We have physicists all over. We even have physicists at the military. Many, I know of them. So I think we will keep on engaging. We also have physicists who are bankers. Like I know of another lady who is doing something to do with, I don't know, this risk, this loans risk and whatever. She's doing modeling of this risk and what, all this to calculate physics, to calculate, if they look at you, they get your data, they'll be able to input in some model and they'll be able to tell whether you are risky. They'll be able to. And it's only physicists who can do that. The banks are engaged in physics. And then, like for example in the US, these fiction, these films, which are fiction.
Yeah.
Fiction, you find impossible actions and whatever, these movies. Actually, it is the physicists who do that. They normally do simulations and whatever, they get the picture and whatever. So it is physicists who do that. And then also these cartoons and whatever. In the US, it's physicists. So you see, there are so many of these opportunities. And then also, when you go, for example, to IT, most of the good programmers are the physicists. Why? Because they have a background in computer science, they have background in mathematics, they have background in physics, they have background in electronics. They are all through, isn't it? But all round, I mean. But now when you go to the computer science, they only deal with softwares. There are other things they cannot handle. So with your training in either physics, mathematics, or even in astronomy, I think you can fit in very many areas, as opposed to these other areas, like computer science or engineering or whatever it is. You can fit very well in very many areas, especially for our country. Jobs are scarce. Yeah, jobs are scarce, so it's not good to be tied into just one area. I think the most important thing is you need to work hard, get a good grade, and then from there now you can fit in very many areas. So we will continue engaging. Like now we have I think 2 students the Kenya Department of Defense
Yeah,
has
yeah.
required for 2 students to go astronomy, I think, to go and join the stand at the Nairobi
Last year we
Nairobi
had-
Trade Fair, so that they can talk with people about telescopes, skies, what all these other things. So we have tools. That's a good thing, isn't it? Yeah, that's a good thing. And then we also have, like, even for our University of Nairobi, the University of Nairobi stand, most of the innovations which are shown there are done by our students. My BSc Microbiology and Instrumentation. So they're done by our students, and they normally win top prizes. For the last almost 10 years, they win, they win prizes. So we are okay. We are doing fine. Our curriculum. We just need feedback from you people. Don't be keep to yourselves. Right? We just need feedback so that we can improve. Otherwise, thanks very much. Thanks, Dr. Keno. So maybe we can take a picture.
Yeah. So I think.